Alright, it's day two, and I didn't abandon this yet. So today, I don't have a lot of things to talk about because, as I mentioned yesterday, it must be just a journal of of things that I'm doing per day, just to be accountable to myself, and at the same time, I would like to say about some interesting thoughts that I have in my mind, some interesting opinions that I heard and found as some useful. And the first things that I would like to mention, like I almost haven't done anything per day because I was in the university for almost 11 hours. I mean, I left my home and I wasn't for 11, it took everything together, like my way in one side, in another side, you know. So it took 11 hours, and I returned home like almost 2 hours ago, I guess. And I read a book. I read an economics book in English, and it's weird because I was understanding everything. It's something so strange because I remember while preparing to the exam, I bought this book that I wanted to read, and it was extremely hard. And I'm pretty sure if I'm going to read this again, it will be still extremely hard. But the economics book, I was understanding like 97% of things that I read in English, and I was kind of surprised. And even though I haven't done a lot of things because I didn't have time, and now I have to go to cook my dinner, and I want to go sleep because I want to wake up at 6:20 to go to the gym in the morning. So yeah, yeah, I don't really have time, but at the same time, I wrote down my aims. I wrote down I think more. I repeated some English words, if I'm not mistaken, even twice. I allocated 10 minutes uh, for each process while I was repeating those words, right? Then I read a book 20 minutes and economic book about 10 minutes, and it sounds as nothing, all right? It sounds as nothing, but at the same time, as I mentioned at the beginning, I would like to share with some uh, truths. We can put it in this way, I guess. And I would say now my aim, don't be extremely productive, but create habits. Create habits instead of opening my phone automatically and watching reels. I have to pick up book automatically and read this. And even 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes are crucial. And we should not underestimate such things. Yeah, and yeah, at least I convinced about this during the summer because I managed to finish two books, to start and to finish like two books, and including that I'm not an enjoyer of reading, for me it's an excellent result. All right, and yeah, so now I want just to shift my habits, to shift my like regular behavior, you know, when I don't want to overthink, when I'm just doing some stuff automatically, I want to shift it, and I want to implement new things, new habits, more useful. So that's why I started to read economics book. That's why I started again reading regular books. um, I'm repeating words in English because I have a bunch of stuff to learn. I have a lot of words, C1, and it really just makes me hard even to understand what are we talking about during the lessons, because sometimes teachers are using vocabularies that I don't know, and I have to learn this vocabulary. At the same time, I have to learn subject. So this process is a bit hard, but yeah. Anyway, I mean, there are a bunch of English that I still have to learn. Not to mention even about some basic things that I don't know because I haven't learned them, right? Like my process with learning English wasn't not even consistent, but wasn't structured. So I didn't have a structure, and I was learning everything randomly. All right, and yeah, that's why I have a lot of gaps that I have to fill in, and yeah, I'm gonna work with this. So, and also one more thing that I want to say to myself: I should read books and not just read, but learn them. I have literally to learn what I'm reading in those books, so it doesn't make any sense if I can read, for example, 10 pages per day. I can. Yeah, I can, for example, read 10 pages per day, but it's better to read only 2 pages but internalize everything, to reread again those sentences, those thoughts, to realize them, to think a bit about them. It will bring more profit, for example. And the last thing, also kind of recently I realized, I heard from watching videos from one pretty successful guy. We don't need to restrict ourselves from using social media that we got used to use. We just need to adjust them for our necessities. I mean, in my case, if I want to learn more English, maybe French, maybe Dutch, maybe marketing, maybe accounting, maybe economics, I just need to look for this content, like this content, save, maybe leave comments. Algorithms of TikTok, Instagram, no matter, they are thinking like I'm interested in this content. And next time when I will feel down, I will have desire to just open something to waste my time, um, just to turn off my brain, but it's not turning off. Obviously, our brain works so hard while watching those videos. So yeah, and the things that I would like to say, um, we should look for this content, like it, and uh, the application will recommend us the useful content or its own, instead of some stupid memes or I don't know, whatever we can watch. So we don't need to reject those social medias. We need to adjust them for ourselves. Yeah, I guess briefly I said everything I wanted to say. Like 3 things. I don't remember the first one. I remember I mentioned about adjusting of social media, about instead of reading books, learn books. And the first thing I don't remember, honestly. Alright, I will rewatch this video. And yeah, so it was day 2. I don't think I will have such a long videos because yeah, it doesn't make sense to make them such as long ones. But anyway, I will share with my ideas, with my new strategies, what I'm gonna apply to be more productive, to be more accountable to myself, right? And yeah. So yeah, that's all for today.